Hello everyone, Nick with Hennepin Marine, and with me I have Daryl from the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary Team. And for our virtual open house, the Coast Guard Auxiliary is always very kind and comes down, does a display at our event, and answers questions regarding safety items and what you need out in the water and stuff. And since we're doing virtual this year, we're doing some videos that we're going to post throughout the virtual open house event. And first one we're going to start off on today is life jackets. That is probably our biggest question we have, is what is needed on board for life jackets? Is my current life jacket good? And then the new inflatable life jackets, we get questions on those as well. So Daryl, I'm going to let you take over and let's answer some questions for our customers.
Okay. Any life jacket is good as long as it's still serviceable, doesn't have rips and tears, and doesn't have mildew on it and things like that. So it's good to be sure you take them out of your compartments, hang them up, let them dry real good. And anytime you buy a life jacket, you want to try it on, make sure it fits. And if you're doing it for young children, you want to make sure that it fits them tight enough so that you can pick them up out of the water. You also want to look inside. There should be a Coast Guard number in here. It should say Coast Guard approved. That's the best life jackets they have. This is an all-around life jacket. The inflatable life jackets can only be worn by people 16 and older. And again, you should look at it. They have different weights in here as far as the life jacket is concerned. And it has a cartridge in here that will go off once water hits it or once you end up in the water. So it's an automatic inflatable thing, which is very nice. It's very comfortable. They're not as warm as these. So that's why these are used by a lot of people. They are approved. And as far as life jackets on a boat, there should be one life jacket for each person on board. Or if you have young children, they should have life jackets that fit them properly. They should not be kept in a compartment when you're underway. You should have a life jacket either on the person. Anybody under the ages of 13 should have the life jacket on them when they're in the boat. But that's a state law anyway. And we recommend that everybody wear a life jacket, especially if you're standing on the gunnels of the boat or you're fishing, standing on the bow, the stern of the boat. It's very easy to go overboard. There will be some new designations coming out, so you're going to see some different nomenclature, and you really have to look at it, you really have to read about it to see what the requirements are. But it's still, they give you the weight on there as far as your weight, what your weight should be, and whether the life jacket is suitable for you or not. And but again, be sure you take them out of the compartments. Be sure people are wearing them or they're accessible. They're not accessible if they're in a compartment. So when you're underway, make sure everybody has a life jacket on or they are able to get to it quickly in case things happen.
A couple of things that I have to add to this is when you get your life jacket, make sure to pop the tags off of it. As Daryl mentioned, we really want you to wear these. That is what they're designed for. That's how they save lives. They don't save lives just sitting, as you said, in a compartment. But these tags need to come off. This is from our friends at the Department of Conservation, the officers. We hear that customers, they issue citations, whether it's a ticket or a warning, because we bought them brand new, stuck them in the boat, didn't do anything else with them. Make sure to take the tag off, get the life jacket adjusted properly, as we talked about, so it's snug on you. You don't want this thing to be loose, and if you fall overboard, go right over the top of your head. That is all about the correct fit.
Although these plastic bags are really nice to keep them in, it's not where you should keep them. They should be out once the boat's underway. You should have them out of their nice plastic bags and readily accessible.
And I'm gonna grab a couple more things since we're talking about life jackets here. We didn't start with it.
Life jackets are only good if you wear them, and we push life safety all the time. 85% of the people that drown don't have their life jackets on.
That's a big number.
That's a huge number. Mm-hmm. And the other, there's about a third of them that drown because they've been drinking alcohol. That's another thing. You can get a DUI for even on your boat if you're drunk. So and there's a lot of consequences with that.
So this is our AKI life jacket, and this is your make you legal life jacket is what I would call it. And do you want to talk a couple of minutes about this and the throwable device as well?
Yeah, these are perfectly okay. Most of the time you have these with small children, and if you have very small children, there's a little thing that goes on the back here that'll keep their head up if they fall in the water. These are acceptable. They're not real comfortable because they're so bulky. People don't like to wear them. That's why they go to the life jacket itself or the inflatable.
This is a youth one with
Yeah,
that
there you go.
headrest, and as you can see, it also has a grab handle where if your child were to fall in the water, and it has a in between the leg strap here, so that the life jacket does not. So we pride ourselves here at Hennepin Marine to try to offer some of the most comfortable life jackets and the most easy to wear, especially for the young ones, because like we talked, state law, they're required to have them on.
Yeah, one for each person. You have to have a minimum of one on board all the time, but one for each person who's on board your vessel.
And then lastly is throw cushions. This is also state law. You're required, and I believe federal as well, one throw cushion. And I'll let you talk about where this is required at.
Yeah. Boats 16 feet and under don't need this, but boats over that do. Some need a different type of a throwable, but this will work. But the only way it's going to work good is if you have a line attached to it, because if you throw this out in the water, it's just going to float away. But if you have a line attached to it, at least you can pull the person back on board. And again, you want to check and make sure it has the Coast Guard approval, UL, Coast Guard. Model number doesn't mean a thing, and this is not a wearable. This is not considered a wearable, although I've seen people wearing them when they're swimming, which is okay. But when you're in the boat, this is just counted as a throwable.
Perfect. If you have any questions regarding life jackets, our staff here at Hennepin Marine is very knowledgeable on them. We'll be happy to help you get the correct size life jacket for anyone in your party. And if we don't have the answers, we can always reach out to our friends at the Coast Guard Auxiliary or the CPO officers here in Illinois. We will get you the correct answer. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments below. We'll answer, or stop into our store. Like I said, we're having our virtual open house through the end of this month. We're open 8 to 5 during the week and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. And love to have you stop out, and we'll get you set up to have a safe summer on the water. Thanks.
And if you have any questions for the Coast Guard or the Auxiliary, you go on cgaux.org. And it's got a lot of things on there about, say, boating classes, tells you all about the new life jackets, and a lot of information on there. So use that as for your email, go on their website and get a lot of information there.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Daryl. And we're going to sign off, and everyone have a safe summer out in the water. Talk to you soon.